and this would be the area that does benefit those high, maybe not high income, but high net worth families. So when you talk about estate tax, the biggest variable that we see there a lot is not so much the rate that we pay on an estate transfer from one generation to the next, but how much estate do we allow to transfer from one generation to the next without tax? That's called the estate tax exemption. So this has been all over the place during my career. So if you look in the late 90s, the estate exemption, the amount that, like if I was your son, Jim, you should be so lucky. If I was your son and you wanted to pass on a legacy to me, the first $600,000 I would receive in the 90s would come over without estate tax. But anything beyond that could be subject to a estate tax, which is a pretty high rate. Usually it starts at about 40%.
Wow.
So imagine, if you had a $1.6 million estate, I got the first 0.6 of the million of the estate coming to me, and then the other million could be taxed at 40%. Ouch.
Excellent.
That number was bumped up over the years. It sat around 2 million for several years. Then it kind of settled in around 5 million and then jumped up. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act moved it higher. And then had a sunset for the end of 2025, okay, where it would bump up with inflation and then fall way back to about 7 million. So the one big beautiful bill has set that estate tax exemption at $15 million per person, meaning that a married couple can transfer $30 million to the next generation without tax. So that's one part that certainly does benefit high-income households. Now, philosophically, you could argue, is estate tax fair? Is that really a good way to get tax? There's a lot of debate there. So that's one that provides a lot of certainty. We work with a lot of high net worth families. Just having some clarity on this is nice because there was this threat that was going to sunset and drop down much lower, and that created a lot of uncertainty and potential risk to their estate. So this is something where you can be pretty wealthy by most people's standards. But again, in terms of billionaires, if you're a Jeff Bezos or an Elon Musk, the first $30 million, or $15 million doesn't take them very far. They're still subject to billions of dollars of estate tax. We still have that estate tax provision.